Hi friend, it's Min. I hope you're having the most amazing day. Today I'd like to share with you some tips I have to encourage your Hoya to branch out. And this was a question asked by one of my subscribers, so I thought I'd make a video and share with you all. And the sample I have is my Hoya carnosa compacta, otherwise known as my Hindu rope plant, but this applies to all Hoyas across the board. And the first tip I have is prune your Hoya. A lot of times the Hoya tends to focus its growth into one very long stem. By pruning it, which I mean by cutting along the stem, there is a chance for the plant to not just grow 2 growth points or 2 branches out of the area that's been cut, but maybe 3, or if you're extremely lucky, maybe 4 growth points out of the area that's been cut. And after I cut or prune my Hoya, the next watering, I always fertilize it, and that just ensures that my Hoya has enough nutrients to grow as many branches or growth points as possible. The product I use is called We The Wild, and I'm not sponsored by We The Wild. I happen to love this product, but if you don't have this product in your area, you can use any liquid fertilizer that you like that's well balanced. I just always reduce the concentration of fertilizer by 50%. The reason why I do that is, yes, I want my Hoya to have enough nutrients to grow multiple branch points out of the area that's been cut, but I also want to avoid burning the roots of the plant. So I always reduce the concentration down by 50%. The next tip I have is when you purchase your Hoya, try and always purchase a mature Hoya, because a mature Hoya is more likely to spontaneously branch out on its own. And this example of mine is that this is the mother plant, and the mother plant is about 2 or 3 years old. I'm not quite sure, I don't quite remember. And it has grown a branch on its own. I haven't done anything to it. It's just grown another branch or growth point on its own. This is a stem that I cut about 6 months ago, and it's actually grown 3 points, growth points out of it. This is another stem that I cut 6 months ago, and it grew 2 growth points, and then it actually grew more growth points out of the area from that 2 branches. So it's got multiple branches there. And this one here is a propagation that I did also about 6 months ago. And because it's like a baby plant, it doesn't have a great root system yet. It's only grown 1 branch out of the area that's been cut. So the more mature the plant is, the more likely the plant will spontaneously grow branches, will branch out. And the only thing I need to also let you know is that if you do prune your plant, it's less likely to produce as many flowers or as many blooms, because the flowers tend to grow on the stems of the Hoya that's more mature. The next tip I have is give your Hoya as much indirect sunlight as possible. The more sunlight it has, the more it's able to photosynthesize, have enough nutrients to grow multiple branches. My Hoya I have is very close to an east-facing window, so it receives bright indirect sunlight and also some morning sunlight as well, which it loves. It's also in the area that receives a lot of high humidity. Hoyas can still grow in areas that have lower humidity, but I find that it actually grows a lot better in higher humidity. And this is the room that I have that only has the only humidifier in the household, and the humidity in this room is always above 50% to 70%. And the next tip I have is that when you have your Hoya there, it's just patience. Sometimes, honestly, it's just luck if your Hoya branches out or not. Sometimes you just, no matter what you do, if you give it the right nutrients or anything, it's just pure luck. The next one I have is that try and, have your Hoya as healthy as possible. So if you want to know how to take care of your Hoya, I'll pop a link in the description area down below and a link above to explain tips I have to take care of a Hoya. So that's all the tips I have to encourage your Hoya to branch. If you have any tips of your own, I'd love to read about it in the comment section down below. If you have any questions about plants that you'd like me to answer, just pop it down below and I'll get back to you as well. Thank you so much for watching the video and supporting the channel. Don't forget to hit the likes button and subscribe to the channel. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.